All right, we're going to factor cubics today, and we're going to factor difference of cubes. And the best part about this is it's gotten easier than ever now that we got a little bit of technology. So we're going to use some old skills and combine them in with some new skills in order to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to say, let's factor x cubed minus 8. The first thing we do is I'm going to take x cubed minus 8, and I'm going to drop that into a little piece of technology called Desmos right there. What we will do is look for our roots. Now, remember, something that's super important to remember with this is if it's a cubic, it could have 3 roots or zeros, depending on what you're calling them, or x-intercepts. Okay, but in this case, what you're going to notice is there's not 3. There is actually only 1. And what that means is, in this case, is we've got 1 real root and we've got 2 complex imaginary roots. So 1 real x-intercept and 2 complex imaginary. But our goal today is to factor, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take that root of 2, which is right there. We're going to bring it back to our class kick. And we said that we had a root of 2. X equals to 2, which means that the factor is x minus 2. Now, we're not 100% done because that is one of the factors. We need to find the other factors in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that old school method of what we've been doing with division. And I'm going to say, okay, I've got x minus 2. Now what I need to do is go ahead and put on there the whole entire polynomial, x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 8. And I'm going to divide. In my opinion, this is an easy way. I don't have to memorize anything. So I just go x cubed, 0x squared, 0x, in minus 8. And with that, we are just going to do the division all the way throughout. So if you remember, we are going to take that x cubed, we're going to move it in. And I'm going to say, okay, what do I multiply x by to get x cubed? I multiply x squared by it. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. And then if you remember, back to division, well, what do I add to negative 2x squared to make it to be 0x squared? Well, that is 2x squared. Okay, what do I multiply x by to get 2x squared? Well, that is 2x. Okay, and then what I do is I bring that 2x and I multiply by that negative 2 to get here, which is going to be negative 4x. And then we do the same thing again, keep going back to that same strategy. What do I add to negative 4x? To get 0x here, well, that must be positive 4x. What I multiply x by to get this 4x, that is 4. Okay, and then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Check it out. No remainder, 0. So that means x minus 2 is a factor, and that also means this is what is left over, our other factor. So we have 2 of them. So when we factor this, we know the answer would be x minus 2 and x squared plus 2x plus 4. This is factored. I can't go any further because I knew that there was only 1 real. And then in here must be the other 2, the imaginary and complex. But let's check to make sure that we factored it correctly. So what I do is I go and I type in my original factor, the x minus 2. You can see it actually goes to the x-intercept. That helps us out. And I'm going to type in the other one, x squared, right? And let's go back to class cake. Let's just verify plus 2x plus 4 plus 2x plus 4. I'm going to close that in parentheses right here. And you'll notice what ends up happening is it covers it up. That means x cubed minus 8 factors x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4. We have done this factoring of that cubic correctly. We are in good shape.